So let's go ahead and come to a nice comfortable seat, sitting with your legs crossed. And just like always, we'll just start by breathing together for a little while. Okay, so we'll just start by slowing the breath down. Using each inhale to lengthen the spine and fill your body with this prana, this life force. And using each exhale to let go of that tension in the shoulders, the face, the mind. And just notice by holding on to each breath a little bit longer, that your mind starts to naturally just slow down a bit. You can have your eyes closed or you can have them open just a little bit. If you're keeping them open though, just keep a really soft gaze. Not trying to see anything or focus on any one thing. A lot of times in meditation, we're trying to go a little deeper than our senses, than just what we see or hear or feel. We're trying to go to something deeper, to the essence of what we are. So it's easier to access that place with your eyes closed because there's no distractions. But then sometimes it's nice to try to stay in that space with the eyes slightly open, because the idea eventually is to be able to stay in that place as we're moving through life. And we have to have the eyes open when we're moving through life most of the time, right? So you can try it either way. See if you can stay in that same place of peace you can cultivate with the eyes closed. See if you can stay in that place when you open the eyes just a little bit. See if you can stay with this deep connection with the breath as we start to move our bodies. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, squeeze your palms together, lift everything up high. Now we're going to interlace the fingers back behind the head on the neck. So the hands are kind of below the base of the skull. And then we'll use the hands to kind of lengthen the neck, lifting up on the base of the skull by lifting the elbows up, but we'll softly draw the shoulders back down a little bit. So we're pressing the sit bones down, we're lifting through the heart and through the crown, but we're softening anywhere else we can through the traps and the shoulders and the jaw. And we're still keeping that deep, slow, rhythmic flow of air through the nose. And we're going to reach the right elbow up as high as we can. Keep both sit bones pressing down. Keep using each exhale to soften the shoulders, the face, the eyes. Again, eyes open if you want, but just keeping that soft gaze. Or you can close the eyes too. Come back up, lift that left elbow way up. Press the left sit bone down as much as the right. See what you can soften on the exhale. Slowly come back up. We'll inhale and we'll reach up and look up just a little bit. And we'll exhale and we'll round it out, tucking the tailbone under, tucking the chin to the chest, pulling the elbows down towards the belly button. Inhale, lift the heart, fill all the way up with this prana. Take a little more air than you thought possible. And then take just as long to let that air out, drawing the belly in and up to compress all the air out, emptying all the way. Inhale one more time, fill up. Exhale, round it out. Now we're just going to drop down towards the ground a little bit. If you want, you can release the hands down to the ground. Let your head be heavy. See if you can remember to use every single breath, the inhale to find length and the exhale to find softness. Giving your mind something to do so it's not just wandering around. Slowly walk it over to the right, maybe placing the left hand on top of the right for a little more stretch. Even out the shoulders and then soften the shoulders down. Press the left sit bone down. Let the head be heavy. See what you can lengthen on the inhale and where you can soften on the exhale. Slowly come back to center and over to the left, pressing the right sit bone down, maybe stacking the right hand on top. Level the shoulders, let the head drop. Use your breath. Slowly come back to center. See if you can sink in just a little bit further this time. Maybe the elbows come down to the mat. And then slowly come back up. Now we'll come onto the hands and the knees, getting a nice tabletop setup. Fingers spread nice and wide. Stack your shoulders right over your wrists and your hips right over your knees. You have to really press into the fingers and knuckles. Let's stretch the wrists out first. Actually, turn the wrists around so the back of the wrists are facing forward. Pressing through the fingers and knuckles. This might already be enough. Just breathe here. Or you can start to rock your body back a little bit. And slowly release, turn those hands back around. We'll do a few rounds of cat-cow. On the inhale, drop the belly, shine the heart forward, look up, fill up. One more sip of air. Exhale, round it out. Pull the belly button all the way up into the spine and empty every last drop. Find this fluid, wave-like motion coming over the spine, synchronizing the movement with the breath so that it takes your whole slow, steady exhale to find the full expression of the pose. And then your whole biggest inhale you can take to find the full expression here. Fill your body up, look up, stick the tailbone up. Exhale, round it out. One more time, even slower here, maybe even a little more dramatic. Exhale, round it out. Come back to neutral spine. So you're looking down so the back of your neck is long, so the neck is an extension of the spine. And you're going to keep this one nice long line of energy through the spine and the back of the neck as we start to kind of imagine that the spine is a water snake. So keep it on the top of the water, your spine and the back of your neck, and just start to make these little S movements. Maybe starting to bend into one elbow. If it feels good, to take it a little deeper. And slowly come back to stillness in the center. And now we're going to keep lengthening through the back of the neck so the crown is reaching forward. And just slowly start to look over past the right shoulder. See what you can soften on the exhale. Keep pressing into the hands evenly and maybe look back even a little bit further. Slowly come back to center and gaze over the left shoulder. Keep lengthening through the crown. Keep softening through the face and shoulders. Slowly come back to center. Inhale, peel the right arm up towards the sky and twist open, rolling that right shoulder back. And then thread the needle. Bring the shoulder towards the edge of the mat and your right ear all the way down flat. Walk your left hand forward and settle in. Soften anywhere you can on the exhale. Maybe you want to start to roll out the ankles a little bit here. If you want a little more, you can lift that left wrist up off the ground, coming up on tented fingertips here. And you can either stay right here for a few more breaths, or you can place that left hand on top of the right hand, interlace the fingers and straighten into the arms. Holding the left hand into the right to roll that left shoulder back. Softening through the face, the shoulders, the eyes on the exhale. Staying with each breath as long as you can. Slowly release. Use your left hand to press yourself back up. Peel the right hand up towards the sky. Twist open. And come back hands and knees for one really slow rounded cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly. Shine the heart forward. Stick the tailbone up and out a little more. Exhale, round it out. Come back to neutral, lengthen through the crown. Inhale, peel the left hand up, roll that left shoulder back, twist open, and thread the needle. Shoulder towards the edge, left ear down flat, right hand walks forward. Exhale, settle in. Feel that inhale filling your body, that space behind your heart. Feel that exhale helping you to settle in, soften. Maybe looking at this up and up on 10 to 2 weeks here. Stay right here, place the right hand on top of the left. Arms. And get back. So come back up with the help of the right hand. Inhale, the left hand up. Hands and knees really slow around. Slide out to the belly. Untuck your toes. Bring your feet together.
I'm sorry, but you've lost sound. I'm not able to hear you.
Yeah, Rachelle, you're breaking up.
Yes.
You're breaking up. We can't hear you properly.
So you can hear me, but I'm not getting it. I'm going to put side right there. This is better. It's catching up with me here. All right, from Cobra. Bring your back to child's pose. From the toes, lift the hips, downward facing up. Pressing the fingers and knuckles. Now we'll pedal it out. Press one heel down to the mat, and the opposite knee. And switch. With your breath here, keep pressing into the fingers and knuckles. Then slowly walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale to lift the halfway, and exhale to fold. We'll do that 3 more times. Inhale, press your hands into your shins, shine your heart forward, roll your shoulders back, and exhale, fold. 2 more times. Take your time. Press down into the feet. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, fold. Maybe you grab the backs of your ankles and pull your head down. 1 more time. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Pull the belly in and up. Pull the head down. And step your feet all the way together if they're not. Bend your knees. Tuck your chin. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly round up. Imagine your arms weigh 100 pounds. Press into your feet more to come all the way up. Lift the heart. Roll the shoulders down the back. Now keep the shoulders soft and down the back. Inhale, reach your arms up. Squeeze your palms together. Lift everything high. Exhale, hinge at the hips and lengthen forward. Okay, now we're going to just let our arms hang down and our head hang down. Spread your feet as wide as your hips. And we're just going to first circle both the arms in circles to the right. All right, let your head stay heavy. Imagine you're stirring a big pot with the arms, but you're actually just trying to move your body and let your arms be dead weight, but trying to make them make these perfect circles to the right. Head stays heavy. Soften through the shoulders and the traps. Now switch directions. Circle to the left. Now circle in towards each other. So your arms are going in different directions. The right arm's making circles towards the left. Left arm's making circles towards the right. See if you can let them be just like dead weight here and just kind of moving other muscles to make this happen. And then switch directions. So the circles are moving out away from each other. Head is heavy. Breath is deep. Now just start to sway a little bit from side to side. Don't let your head lift up. Keep it heavy. And just find some fluid movement here. Start to press down into both of your feet evenly. And now grab onto your elbows. Pull them down towards the ground. Inhale, draw them over to the right. Come all the way to standing. Reach up out of the waist. Exhale, come back down to the left. Press into the feet. Inhale over to the right and up. Reach up, fill up. Exhale, drop it down. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, drop it down. And now sway back and forth a couple times. And then we'll go the other direction. We'll inhale over to the left and up. Reach up, press the feet down. Exhale, back down. Moving with your breath. One more time. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Release your arms. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step back to plank. All right, your shoulders are stacked right over your elbows, right over your wrists. Back of your neck is long, so you're looking down. All right, press back through the heels and reach forward through the crown. And then try to puff up through the center of the shoulders. So instead of sinking in between our shoulder blades, we're trying to round that space to make that space between the shoulders the highest point here. Press into your fingers and knuckles a little more like you're pressing yourself away from the mat. Rock forward a little bit, lower the knees down, lower the chest and the chin down, leave your booty in the air. Breathe into the low back. Stay right here if you like, or maybe wag your tail, dropping your right hip over towards the mat. Moving slowly back through center and dropping the left hip towards the mat. Slowly back to center. Flatten out onto the belly, untuck the toes. Keep the elbows hugging in and reaching back. Press into the feet, inhale, rise up. Now every exhale, we're just gonna soften, and every inhale, we're gonna lift a little higher. All right, so press into the feet, pull the heart forward and up. Exhale, what can you soften? The traps, the jaw, the eyes, the sides of the neck. Every inhale lifts you a little higher. Maybe on the last inhale, the arms straighten and you look up and reach up through the chin. Exhale, slowly lower back down. Curl the toes under, lift the knees off the mat, and slowly press up to plank pose. And then lift up, downward facing dog. Settle into your downward facing dog for a couple of breaths. And slowly walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, press into the feet, come all the way to standing, find a little tiny backward bend. Exhale, hands to heart, and hands down by your sides. Now we're going to bring the feet together. Drop a little weight into your heels. Now imagine an internal rotation of the thighs, so they're turning in towards each other. And then without moving your knees, drop your booty back behind you. So your knees stay stacked right over the ankles. The booty just lowers back behind you. All right, then look forward. Reach your arms forward. Draw your shoulders back into their sockets. Keep them there as you inhale, reach the arms up. See if you can sink into the chair a little bit more. Pull the belly in. Find your breath. Now we're going to lift the right knee up and over the left and see if the toes can wrap all the way around. And then sink in even more, softening that standing ankle and standing knee. Keep reaching up out of the waist. Keep drawing the shoulders back down into their sockets and keeping them relaxed. Pull the belly in. Bring your hands to your heart. And now turn and twist to the right, hooking the elbow on the bottom of the knee. If it's hard to balance, keep softening that standing ankle and standing knee a little bit more. Keep your gaze and your breath steady. Slowly come back up, lift the right knee high, reach the arms high, and then slowly step it back into crescent lunge. Press the left knee forward to stack it right over the ankle. Draw the left hip back to keep both hips facing forward. Reach up out of the waist. Soften the shoulders down. Slowly lower the right knee all the way down to deepen this stretch. Untuck the back toes, keep sinking into the hips, maybe finding a little backward bend here. Slowly float the left fingertips down towards the ground. Keep reaching the right arm up and over to lengthen, to lower the left fingertips down a little closer to the ground. Soften the shoulders down. Soften the face, the jaw, the eyes. Slowly, both arms come back up, then lower the hands to frame the foot. And then shoot the left foot all the way up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hips, keep the head heavy. Try to stack the hips, lifting that knee a little higher. And slowly come back, downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, come up high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels. One more time. Shift your gaze up between your hands, bend your knees, and walk or hop to the top. Inhale to lift up halfway, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, press into the feet. Maybe find a little bit more of a backward bend. Exhale, hands to heart, and hands down by your sides. All right, legs together, internal rotation, knees stay where they're at, booty lowers back behind, arms reach forward, shoulders drop back where they stay as the arms reach up. Pull the belly in, chin is parallel to the ground. Unless you're finding a little backward bend, then you can look up a little bit. See what you can lengthen on the inhale and where you can soften on the exhale. Stack the left knee over the right. Keep softening that standing ankle and standing knee to sink in more. Keep the belly in. Keep the gaze and the breath steady. Bring the hands to the heart. Turn and twist to the left, hooking the right elbow on the knee. Maybe finding some leverage there. Continue softening on each exhale. Slowly come back to center. Lift the left knee high, reach the arms high. Step back into crescent lunge, stacking the knee over the ankle. Press it straight out over the second toe. Draw the right hip back to get both headlights facing forward. Low belly in and up. Lift through the heart, reach up. Soften the shoulders down. Find your breath. Keep reaching up as the left knee lowers all the way down. Untuck the toes, sink into the hips. Keep reaching up, maybe finding a little backward bend. Then float the right fingertips down, lengthening through the left side to get them a little closer to the ground. Keep the right foot pressing down and the right hip drawing back into the socket to open that left hip flexor. Don't forget to soften on every exhale. Reach both arms up, lower the hands to frame the foot. Shoot the right foot up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hips, try to stack them. Keep your chest square to the mat, pressing into the hands evenly, head is heavy. Twist, and come back downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels. One more time, take your time. Maybe this time on the exhale, you open the mouth, stick out the tongue, shake your head, and really let it all out. Inhale, lift the right foot up high. Exhale, draw your right knee to your left elbow. Hold here for strength, pressing into both hands evenly. Your shoulders are stacked over the wrist like plank. Now straighten that right leg out to the left. Maybe it's on the ground, maybe it's lifted off the ground. Peel the left hand up towards the sky. Root down into the fingers and knuckles. Activate your core. Plant the left hand down, bring the knee to the nose. Shoot it back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through, crescent lunge. Stack your knee over your ankle. Press it straight out over second toe. Draw the right hip back. Reach up out of the waist. Soften on the exhale. Find your breath. Now interlace your fingers like one big fist up there, gluing your palms all the way together. Keep pressing the right knee forward and drawing the right hip back as you reach both the hands up, trying to straighten the arms to squeeze the head, but soften the shoulders down the back. Now see if you can drop the arms just a little bit to the right, but keep pulling the right hip back and inching the left hip forward to keep the hips facing forward. Come back to center and drop the hands to the left just a little bit. Slowly come back to center. Keep the heart lifted. Interlace the fingers back behind you. See if you can get them to glue together. Find a little backward bend. And then hinge forward, dropping the head inside the knee. Let the head become heavy. Keep pressing the knee straight out over the second toe. Now slowly step the left foot forward to meet the right. And keep folding, reaching the arms up and overhead. Soften anywhere you can on the exhale. Now we're going to slowly come up to a chair, but keeping our hands bound. Keep your knees right where they're at. Lower the booty back behind you. Pull the belly in, pull it up off the thighs, and exhale, fold. Reach the arms up and overhead. Then release them down to the ground. Step back to plank and lower through chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin, baby cobra. Or skip the vinyasa and just meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into your heels. One more time. And then the inhale lifts the left foot up high. Exhale draws the left knee to the right elbow. Shoulders over wrists, pressing into the fingers. Straighten that left leg out. On the ground is fine, or lift it off the ground. Peel the right hand up. Press down into the fingers and knuckles. Activate the core. Lower the right hand, bring the knee to the nose. Shoot it up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through, crescent lunge. Set it up. Knee over ankles, shoulders over hips. Sink in. Square the hips. Low belly in and up. Reach up. Inhale, lengthen something. Exhale, soften something. Hands together, interlace the fingers. Keeping your palms together, try to straighten the arms and squeeze the head. And then drop the arms to the left. It does not have to be far at all. Keep softening the shoulders down. Keep pressing the left knee forward and drawing the left hip back. Come back to center and drop it to the right just a little bit. Come back to center, keep the heart lifted, interlace the fingers behind you, maybe the palms glue, find a little tiny backward bend, and then hinge forward, dropping your head inside the knee, reaching the arms up and overhead, head is heavy, breath is deep, left knee pressing straight out over second toe, slowly step the right foot forward, and keep reaching the arms up and over. Head is like a bowling ball. Inhale, lift up like chair pose with the bind. Exhale, fold, lower your arms to the ground. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. Optional vinyasa. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, come up high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels one more time. Inhale, lift your right foot up high. Exhale, bring the right knee to the left elbow. Maybe finding an arm balance, maybe just holding here. So your upper body's in plank. The back of your neck is long. You're looking just a little bit forward. Now slide it over to the right elbow. Bring it all the way up to the right armpit and step the right foot outside the right hand. Keep the left hand planted down. Peel the right hand up. Let the gaze follow. Keep pressing the right knee forward and drawing the right shoulder back to open the heart. Now we're going to slowly come all the way up to reverse warrior. Bring the right hand to the left thigh. Keep pressing the right knee forward. Reach the left hand up. And then sweep both arms forward and up like crescent lunge. If that right foot's out too far to the right, you can wiggle it back into center. I kind of messed up the flow. We shouldn't have stepped it outside there. So keep pressing the right knee forward and drawing the right hip back. Reach up out of the waist. Keep the heart lifted, interlace the fingers. Palms glue, find a little backward bend. Hinge forward. Head is heavy. Press the right knee forward more. Drag your body over towards the left, finding a wide leg forward fold. Turn your toes in a little bit towards each other. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Release your hands to the ground. And now we're going to grab the right wrist with the left hand and peel the right hand straight up towards the sky. Pull the head straight down towards the mat. Try to keep your legs even. If you need to bend the knees, try to bend them both equally so your lower body is symmetrical. All right, now roll the right shoulder back, twisting open here. Maybe you bring the back of the right hand to the small of the back or reach it around to grab that left hip. So you can roll the right shoulder back even more. Soften through the neck, the eyes, the jaw, the shoulders. Slowly come back to center. We'll bend the left knee and sweep the arms towards the left foot. Bend the right knee, sweep the arms towards the right foot. One more time to the left. One more time to the right. Come back to center. Even the legs out and grab that left wrist with the right hand. Peel the left hand up. Pull the head down towards the mat. Soften the shoulders out of the ears. Now keep rolling that left shoulder back. Maybe the gaze follows. Maybe the back of the hand comes to the small of the back or reaches for that right hip. See what you can soften on the exhale. Maybe you rock a little weight into the toes, lifting the sit bones up and back, trying to straighten into the legs. And release. Bend the right knee. Sweep the floor to the right. Bend the left knee. Sweep the floor to the left. One more time to the right. One more time to the left. This time, sweep to the right. Turn all your toes to face the top of the mat. Shoot the right foot up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open the hips. And maybe you flip it over like Wild Thing. Press into the feet to lift the hips, lift the heart. Reach through the fingers, relax your head and your neck. One more breath. Let something go on the exhale. Slowly come back to plank, optional vinyasa. And then move back, downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, come up high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels. One more time. Inhale, lift the left foot up high. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Actually, left knee, right elbow. Yeah, hold here. Maybe find an arm balance. Press into the fingers and knuckles. Keep looking a little bit forward. Drag that knee over to the left elbow. Lift it up to the armpit. But then instead of stepping outside, step inside, yeah? And keep the right hand planted. Roll the left hand up. Let the gaze follow. Press the left knee forward as you draw the right heel back and open the heart up towards the sky. Slowly come all the way up to reverse crescent. Keep pressing the left knee forward. Find that right thigh with the left hand. Reach the right hand up. And as we both arms forward and up, crescent lunge, sink in, square the hips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Keep the heart lifted. Interlace the fingers. Maybe the palms glue and you find a little backward bend. Hinge forward, drop the head inside the knee. Let it become heavy right away and keep reaching the arms up and overhead. Drag the body towards the right, finding that wide leg forward fold. Lower the hands to the ground. Now we're going to reach around and step on all 10 fingers right in the middle of the foot. We'll slide all the fingers underneath. And again, keeping the lower body symmetrical. If you have to bend the knees, that's fine. Just do it evenly. Pull your head down towards the mat. Imagine there's a line from the center of your foot to the center of your other foot, and you're trying to place the center of your forehead on that line. Maybe you want to take a wider step so you can get your head a little closer to the ground. All right, so pull your head down towards that line. Soften the shoulders out of the ears. Rock a little weight into the toes. Lift the sit bones up and back. Maybe you can start to straighten into the legs. See what you can soften on the exhale. Slowly release. Bend your right knee, sweep the floor to the right. Bend the left knee, sweep the floor to the left. One more time to the right. This time to the left. Turn all your toes to face the top of the mat. Shoot the left foot up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hips, maybe flip it over. Wild Thing. Relax your head and your neck. Reach through the fingers. Stay with your breath. Slowly come back to plank and lower through chaturanga and meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels. One more time. And then we're going to lower down to a child's pose. If you'd rather stay in down dog, that's fine too. Let the center of your forehead rest on the mat. Slow the breath way down. So I'm always amazed at the fact that even though we all know that our thoughts become our reality, that we allow our minds just to constantly have idle thoughts and then wonder why we create chaos. But a couple times recently through different mediums, I just mean different books or articles. I'm not that out there, guys. But through different articles, it's come to me, there are no idle thoughts. And at first, I was kind of like, oh, whoa, like that's a little heavy, right? Having to take full responsibility for every thought. But essentially, that's what we already know, right? If our thoughts become our reality, then yeah, there's no idle thoughts, right? I don't know why it struck me that way when I've known this for a long time, but it's like, oh, that's why we need to discipline ourselves. That's why we need to stay focused, is because there are no idle thoughts. Every thought we have has the potential to manifest itself into our world. So let's see if we can use the last 20 some minutes of class to think only about the peace that we want to cultivate inside. Trying to let go of all of the heaviness going on in the world, all the worry about the next couple of days and the potential of it all, trying to really just focus on this feeling of peace. Let's see if this place of peace you're able to cultivate right now, see if you can keep that once you open the eyes and start to move the body. And if you lose it, come back into a child's pose, but commit for the next 20 minutes to not letting any thoughts come in that are not cultivating this place of peace. All right, when you're ready, come up, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right foot high. Exhale, draw the right knee to the left elbow, and then over to the right elbow, and then shoot it back up. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose and step it through like warrior one. Stack the knee over the ankle, shoulders over the hips. Press the right knee forward, draw the right hip back. Press down into all four corners of both feet. Inhale, reach up, fill up. Exhale, soften the shoulders down, soften the gaze. Find your breath. Bring your hands to your hips. Step your left foot in about 1.5 feet or so. So there's 2 to 3 feet between your feet. Your right foot's facing forward. Your left foot's kicked out to 45, but both your hips are facing forward. Now see if you can bring your hands into prayer behind your back. If not, just press your fists together back there as high as you can get them. If that's not even working, just grab your elbows back there, okay? Press down into all four corners of both feet. Imagine this hinge right at the hips as you lengthen forward, leading with your heart. Folding your body out over that straight right leg. If you can, tuck your chin to your chest and try to touch your forehead to your leg. Softly draw the shoulders out of the ears. Keep pressing down into the foot. You might have to press a little more into the right foot to lift the right hip up and back. So we're trying to keep the hips the same height, and more than likely your right hip is dropped down below the left. Find your breath, pull your belly in. Let something go. Lower your hands down to the ground. Keep your left hand down and roll your right arm up like revolved triangle. You might need to come up on your fingertips or bring that hand up onto the shin. Start to gaze up at your right hand and roll that right shoulder back more. Press down into the feet. Try to keep the hips level, drawing the right hip back and the left hip forward. Soften the shoulders out of the ears. Roll that right shoulder back one more time. Slowly lower the right hand down. Shoot the left foot high like standing splits. And then hop it back, chaturanga, maybe one little inch at a time, maybe one big hop, optional vinyasa, meeting back in downward facing dog. So as always, really check in with your body. Sometimes chaturangas are not working for my body. Sometimes for a whole week or 2 weeks, I have to skip them. Make sure you're not doing anything that is damaging your body. Inhale through the nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into your heels. One more time. Inhale, lift the left foot up high. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Draw it over to the right elbow. Back over to the left elbow. Shoot it back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through, warrior one, knee over ankle, shoulders over hips, press left knee forward, draw left hip back, press down into the feet, reach up out of the waist, see what you can soften on the exhale. Bring your hands to your hips, step your right foot in a foot or two, both hips facing forward, keeping the legs straight if you can. Bring your hands into prayer behind your back or press your fists together up high as you can. Lengthen up through the heart and the crown. Keep that length as you hinge at the hips. Press down into your feet and try to touch your body or at least your head toward that leg. Press into the left foot a little more to lift the left hip up and back. Release your hands down. Keep the right hand down. Peel the left hand up. Maybe gaze follows. Roll that left shoulder back a little more. Lengthen through the spine and the back of the neck. Soften through the neck, the eyes, the shoulders. Find your breath. Lower the left hand down. Shoot the right foot high like standing splits. Hop it back, chaturanga. Kneading back in downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels one more time. Inhale, lift the right foot up high. Exhale, draw the right knee to the right wrist for half pigeon pose. Wiggle the left toes back a little bit. Lower the left knee down. Level the hips out. Walk the hands back with the hips. Puff up like a pigeon. And then stay on your fingertips as you walk forward, like you're tiptoeing out to the edge of this cliff, and then lowering your head all the way down. Let your forehead rest, the center of your forehead. If it doesn't make it to the ground, stack your arms here like a little pillow and get the center of your forehead resting on something here. Now use all of your focus to stay with this breath as long as you can. See how long you can inhale. Take it right to that spot where you feel the most tension and fill it all the way up, almost to the point of unbearable. And then let the exhale draw out just as long and feel that same spot softening as you let go. Maybe you lift those wrists up, coming up on tented fingertips for the last couple breaths. Maybe you're willing to let go just a little bit more. Some of this tension you've been carrying around. Slowly come back up onto the hands. Roll to the outside edge of the right hip. Swing the left foot up and around, flat on the ground outside that knee. Lower the left glute back down. We're going to turn and twist to the left, planting the left fingertips at the base of the spine to lengthen the spine. Reach your right hand up and then hook it outside that knee as you roll the left shoulder back more. Let the gaze follow. So inhale, lengthen through the spine and the back of the neck. Exhale, soften through the shoulders, the jaw, the eyes. Twist a little deeper. Now really use your breath to wring out the spine. Inhale to lengthen. Hold on to your breath as long as you can. Fill up all the way and then a little more. Exhale, soften everything. Once you're empty, deepen the twist a little more. One more time. Now keep your twist. Just slowly turn your head, slowly turn your head to gaze over the right shoulder. And then a little bit beyond, a little further. Now deepen your twist by pushing the elbow into the knee a little more and rolling the left shoulder back one more time and then letting go one more time. Now slowly unwind your whole self through center And find a little counter twist on the right. And slowly come back up. We'll unwind, we'll cross the ankles, plant the hands, shoot it back, chaturanga, or just slowly make your way back, downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels. One more time, let it all out. Stick out the tongue, shake the head. Inhale, lift the left foot high. Exhale, left knee, left wrist, half pigeon. Wiggle the right toes back, lower the right knee down, level the hips, walk the hands back to the hips, puff up the chest. Keep that length as you tiptoe out to the edge and lower your forehead all the way down, letting the center of your forehead rest. Get right into it. Don't waste any time. See how many counts you can hold this inhale. Maybe 7, 8 counts. Make the exhale just as long. Feel how the pose is just half of the battle. And then the breath has to meet you there. Because you could do this stretch all day and not have anything happen. But as soon as you bring your awareness and your breath right to that tension and invite that tension to soften and release, something really starts to happen. Maybe for this last couple of breaths, you lift those wrists up, coming up on your fingertips. Maybe you give yourself permission to really let go. Slowly come back up onto the hands. Roll to the outside of the left hip. Sweep the right foot up and around, flat on the ground. Lower the right glute. Turn to the right. Plant the fingertips to lengthen the spine. Reach the left hand up. Hook the elbow outside the knee for leverage. Now pull the right shoulder back. Gaze out over it. Twist the spine open. Inhale, lengthens. Press the sit bones down. Reach up through the crown. Chin is parallel to the ground. Exhale, soften the shoulders, jaw, eyes. Twist a little more once you're empty. 2 more breaths. Slowly, just your gaze turns over your left shoulder and beyond. Deepen your twist by pushing the elbow into the knee and rolling the right shoulder back. Let go one more time. Soften everything. And then slowly unwind your whole self through center, over to the left. Find a little counter twist. And come back up. Now we'll bring both of our feet flat on the ground. And we'll roll back onto our back, hugging the knees into the chest. We're going to roll it back into a plow pose. See if you can get your toes to touch the ground behind your head. You can keep your hands on your low back for support if you like, or you can lower the hands to the ground behind you. Maybe you can interlace the fingers back there. Relax your neck, your eyes, your shoulders. If your toes are touching the ground, maybe you walk them back there a little further. Try not to let your breath be restricted here. Bring your hands to your low back, straighten your legs up towards the sky, stacking your hips over your shoulders and your feet over your hips. Zip your legs together, reach up through the balls of the feet. Find your breath. Lift your feet a little higher, trying to take some of the weight off the mat. Now lower back into that plow pose. Any leg variation you like now. Maybe the soles of the feet come together. Maybe you cover the ears with the knees. Soften through the neck and the shoulders. Now walk your feet back there as far as you can. Lower your hands to the ground. And slowly, slowly lower one vertebrae at a time down to the mat. Now stick your hands underneath your booty with your palms facing down. Legs are straight up towards the sky. Squeeze your legs together. Pull the toes towards the face as you flex the feet, pressing up through the heels. We'll take 20 seconds to lower the legs all the way down. Keep squeezing them in towards center. Keep pulling the belly in. Chin is slightly tucked. Shoulders and face are soft. Kicking through the heels. We got 10 more seconds. Maybe you want to pop up into a fish pose, pressing into the elbows to lift the heart and the head up, reaching the top of the head towards the mat behind you. Really root into the elbows to open the heart. Maybe the legs lift up. Your legs are still squeezing together and you're still reaching out through the balls of the feet. And slowly release. Hug your knees into your chest. All right, now we're just going to cactus the arms, cross the right knee over the left, shift your hips to the right and lower your knees to the left. Maybe the toes wrap around that calf. Gaze out over the right hand. Relax your shoulders. Relax your shoulders again. Soften through the jaw and the eyebrows. Close your eyes. And see how long you can hold on to this breath. See if you can breathe all the way down into the low back and belly. See if you can really feel some of this tension leaving your body on the exhale. Once again, if you'd rather have your eyes slightly open, you can. Slowly come back to center, hug your knees into your chest. Cactus the arms, left knee over right, hips to the left, knees to the right. Maybe the toes wrap around that calf. Gaze out over your left hand, relax your shoulders. Keep relaxing your shoulders with every exhale. Relax through the jaw and the eyes. See how long you can make each breath last. Breathing all the way down into the low back and belly. And then letting something go with each exhale. So if it helps to even out the breath, go ahead and count the seconds of the inhale and try to make it match the seconds of the exhale. Slowly come back to center, hug your knees into your chest one last time. And then let your legs go long on the mat. Spread your feet as wide as the mat and let your toes fall open. Tuck your chin one last time just to lengthen the back of the neck. Close your eyes. So your hands are by your sides with your palms facing up, but maybe you move them out away from the body just a little bit. And now we let go of controlling the breath. And we let go of controlling anything. And just let yourself be in this space. Let yourself soak up all these benefits of this practice. We did all this work unwinding for this time, this Shavasana. We did all this work to assure the nervous system that it does not have to be in any form of fight or flight right now. We just disarmed it so that now our immune system can work properly. Our body can discern between the nutrients and the waste. Lots of the functions it likes to do all the time are temporarily shut down anytime we perceive any threat, which unfortunately is most of our waking hours. If your mind starts to bounce around again, you can count the seconds of the inhale and make them match the seconds of the exhale. But otherwise, just let go of even controlling the breath and just be here. Give yourself permission to let go. And then imagine that that was only like 20% of it. And keep giving yourself permission to let go just a little bit more. All right, before we invite this deeper breath back into your body, invite yourself to play along right now, to let your imagination just be creative here and imagine taking this inhale through your nose all the way into your toes. And imagine this is the breath you've been waiting for. This is the healing breath. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Let it fill your body all the way up with this prana. And imagine you could breathe so deep that you could awaken this part deep inside of you that's been asleep. Feel it start to stir a little bit. Feel this curiosity coming up, this childlike wonder starting to mount up inside of you. Imagine this part of you that's been asleep hasn't been super interested in joining the party because there's been a little too much chaos and conflict. But now that it feels this dedication to cultivating peace, it's like, okay. See if you can feel that. See if you can elicit this feeling, this curiosity of this part of you that's interested in fully embodying this body, this existence. If you can, stay committed to peace. This part of you that is eternal, that is only energy, that doesn't know what to do with all of the chaos. So it just checks out. But imagine now it's checking in, and it's checking in fully. See if you can start to feel that in your fingers and your toes. And when you open your eyes, imagine you're seeing things for the first time. And instead of trying to see something and name it as though we know what everything is, imagine you're looking at it with this childlike wonder, this innocence, and waiting for it to tell you what it is. See if you can stay in this space as you roll onto your right side. And instead of looking at this is the end of your practice today, imagine this is just the beginning. Imagine this was just to get you in this space. And now the real practice is seeing how long you can stay in this space. When you're ready, come back up to a seat. Inhale your arms up overhead, squeeze your palms together, lift everything up high. Exhale your hands to your heart. Let your head bow to the wisdom of your heart. Lift the thumbs to the space above the eyebrows and take a moment to thank yourself for showing up. May all beings everywhere be free from pain and suffering. May our thoughts and actions in some way contribute to that. Namaste.